So let's look at the answer for example 3 first. I accidentally pressed the wrong button and canceled the recording. We should have found our y-intercept of 0, -1, same slope as example 2, -3 over 1, which we could also look at as 3 over -1. Start at 0, -1, down 3, right 1, or start at 0, -1, up 3, left 1. Okay. Now, moving on to the next page and looking at example 4, this is the first example where we see we do not have it set as y equals yet. And we need y equals in order to do this. So, my first step in this case is to solve for y. We need to recall how to do that from Unit 1. We then did it again in Unit 4 quite a bit. In this case, I'm going to divide by my 3 to get rid of my 3, leaving me with y equals 15 divided by 3 is 5. This I could leave as x over 3, but really what's in front of my x is minus 1x. So I'm going to write this as the fraction minus 1/3 x. It matters, and it's important that we see it as that because the slope is the important number here that is going to tell us how to move to set my additional points. Now that I have it as y equals, I can pick my beginning point and my slope, my y-intercept and my slope. 5 is my constant, that 5 is positive, so I will begin at 0, 5. X is being multiplied not by 1/3, but by -1/3, so -1/3 is my slope. Now, when my slope is negative, I can write that in one of two ways. That's either -1 over +3, or it's +1 over -3. Both of these two numbers will simplify to give me -1/3 because they both represent -1/3, but these are now written in a form where I can identify if I'm moving up or down, left or right. If my 1 is negative in my numerator, that's moving down 1 unit, and my 3 is positive, that's moving to the right 3 units. If my 1 is positive in my numerator, that's moving up 1. 3 is negative in my denominator, that's left 3. So the key things here is, after I pick my beginning point, my y-intercept, I have to pick if I'm moving up, down, left, right. The numerator tells you your vertical change, because that's my change in y. That's what one of the major focuses from Unit 4 was. My change in x went in my denominator. X is my horizontal axis, so this is telling me left or right. Going and graphing this now, I plot 0, 5. I could go down 1, right 3 for my next point, and keep following in that pattern until I have no more room. Or I could go up 1, left 3, and keep following in that pattern until I have no more room. Once I have all my points, I take my straight edge out, and I do my absolute best to draw a line through all points, and I put arrows on the ends of it. Okay. Let's do example 5 together now. Same concept, except this one's a little trickier to solve for y, so let's review that again. Here's my y. Remember what we've talked about in class. I want it to be y equals. That 2 is attached to the y with multiplication. That's what I move last. I don't want to move the 2 until the very end. It's touching my y. That means it's the hardest to get rid of. It's the last to go. Start by moving my minus 4x. To do that here, I will add 4x to both sides. I still have 2y on the left, but -4x, +4x cancel. Leaves me -8 and +4x. They are not like terms. So let's get used to writing this in standard form so that my x term is first. The 4x is positive, so I just write 4x. My 8 is negative, so I will subtract 8. this point, I still have my 2y. I just was able to get rid of my 4x. So now to get rid of the 2, that's multiplying. I divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. That leaves my y equals. Use your calculator here. Don't trust instincts. Don't trust anything else. Use your calculator just to be 100% sure. 4 divided by 2 does give you 2. So I have 2x minus 8 divided by 2 gives you 4. Now my equation is solved for y. I can finally pick out my y-intercept, which is b, and my slope, which is m. I am subtracting 4, so the y-intercept is at -4. My slope is 2, so when I write that as a fraction, it's positive 2 over 1, or negative 2 over negative 1. You could look at it in either direction. The positive 2 tells me I'd go up 2. I'll just make it consistent here. U2 is up 2. The denominator is 1. That's positive, so that's right 1. Negative 2 would be down 2. Negative 1 would be left 1. Okay, so we have all of our orders here, where to start and what to do. We go and move there. Start at -4. I will always start on my y-axis, never on my x. From here I could go up 2, right 1, and do that same pattern until I run out of space. Or I could have started at 0, -4, and gone down 2, left 1. Down 2, left 1, down 2, left 1. I've run out of space. I take out my straight edge, and I graph my line. That one wasn't as successful, but you get the point. Okay, there's one more problem on this page. I will do my best not to press the wrong button this time. I want you guys to try this last problem. After you press pause, unpause to check your answers. Okay, so far so good with our video. First, let's double check our equation and make sure we solve for y. If we did not do this correct, there's no way we get the rest of this problem right. So after we subtract x on both sides, divide everything by 4, we should get y equals -1/4 x plus 6. If you did not get that, go back and try to fix it. See why you didn't. If you did get that, excellent. Make sure you get your slope, y-intercept, and graph your point. If you haven't done it already, finish the problem. Unpause it when you're done. Okay, success with the video. We should have got our y-intercept at 0, 6, our slope of -1/4, or 1 over -4. So we go from 0, 6, down 1, right 4, or we could have gone up 1, left 4. Okay, what I would recommend now is going to the second, or the last page here. There are 4 examples. I'm going to do a very short video on these examples next video, where all you'll get at the first part of the video are the answers to 7 and 8, and the second part of the video the answers to 9 and 10. Go ahead and end this video, try the entire page before you check those videos.